Hello everyone, it's your resident berry picker FunChunkMan again. On my last episode, I asked for people to comment on what they would like to see me do with my farming grind. Whether I should make it passive so that I'd have other stuff to do in between my regular berry picking runs, or whether I should complete the grind before rolling, allowing me freedom from RuneScape in 1 hour intervals at the cost of a multi-year long berry picking grind. The results were fairly one-sided. However, I was still unsure myself, with my auts still telling me to try to complete the grind. But then one comment convinced me. This comment from Unknown Veer opened my eyes. It's simple. I'll make it passive so that I can do other grinds alongside the farming, but I'll still do the grind itself. I won't use any better methods until I've reached my goal, which may sound stupid, but I like the idea, so that's what I'm doing. That means that it's going to be berry picking and tree planting till 88, regardless of what chunks I roll. And so, with that out of the way, let's move on to the chunk roll and this episode of Extreme Funchunk Iron Man. So, with that, before I roll, let's just go over a little bit of where I'm at right now. As you can see, I've got almost 34 million woodcutting experience, still no beaver. I've gotten a few smithing and hunter levels above what I was strictly required, thanks to implings. So I've gotten up to 72 smithing just from smelting gold bars for the crafting grind, and I've gotten another 2 hunter levels from implings, and that could continue to increase in the future. And then, of course, most of my other skills are where they were at for the chunk requirements. If I go to my loot tracker, take a look at my bird's nests, almost 1,300 there. I've gotten, with that one diamond ring, I've gotten one of every bird nest drop, I believe. There's the teaks, there's redwood, celastris, mahogany, magic, and spirit. Those are the rarer seeds, and dragon fruit, of course. Let's go find the essence implings, yeah. So if we look at essence implings, I've caught, or rather I have obtained 9,800 mine talismans. So since those are a 1 in 10 drop, I have 1 in 10, yeah. I've caught about 98,000 essence implings. Let's grab my net in here. Check the rest. So 98,000 roughly essence implings. I'm up to 25,000 eclectics and 43,000 earths almost, and a smattering of the others. 11,000 natures is pretty big too. 55 lucky implings. Yeah, let's look at what I've gotten from lucky implings. It's in here somewhere. There we go. So of note, the Master Scroll book could potentially be big if I ever actually get scrolls. Honorable Blessing, which is a prayer bonus in my ammo slot, which is not huge, but it's nice. The Guthix plate skirt is a best in slot, as another comment informed me, because it is a +1 prayer bonus over the regular plate skirt. And then purple sweets, a couple of firelighters, and some pages. And of course, the rune axe and black d'hide body and the adamant pickaxe, which are upgrades over what I had previously. Everything else was either something I dropped or out for the most part. So nothing. I'd love to get more fashionscape, but nothing super huge there. Still no stale baguette. So really the only thing of interest here is a couple of treasure trail collection log items. 1 out of 134 on the hard trails, and of course shared rewards I'm up to 8. So that's where I'm at. Oh yeah, time played 256 days. That's a little over 6,000 hours in effectively 3 chunks. So let's hope the next chunk is maybe a little bit kinder to me, but I don't have my hopes up. All right, I am recording. I'm not going to screw up the recording. I am currently, for those of you who will watch this on YouTube, streaming on Discord to a few other chunkers, and Xtreme Gnome wants me to tell you to subscribe to him, so subscribe to Xtreme Gnome, and let's get to the chunks. A lot of this is terrifying. Almost everything in my immediate vicinity is terrible. I have Thurgo and Doric as 99 and 98 plus drink boost smithing grinds, and those are terrible because I currently have to teleport between Rimmington I and Falador to actually bank and smelt my ores. So those are kind of death chunks right now, as is number 9, the 88 rune crafting, or is it 89 rune crafting? One of those. Again, terrible. In this case, it's because my only source of pure essence is essence implings, and it's a lot of them, so I would be spending another year or more just catching essence implings just to get the pure essence to do combination runes to the required level, and that would also require me to get the talismans, so that sucks. 6, I would love to get the Motherlode mine, and I get just the mining guild in general to actually have ores to smelt that don't require me to teleport, but it comes with the bagged plant grind, so that's pretty rough. But the other 2 in my immediate vicinity are not, or the other 3 are not too bad. 13 is crafting guild, but I don't have an apron currently, so it's marked with a bomb icon because it's a time bomb that will hit me later, but not immediately. 12 would actually be pretty nice because I would have a mine really close to the bank, and so I could actually mine ores and smelt ores to prepare for the smithing grind. It does, however, give a shortcut that I think gives agility experience. I could be wrong there, but that would make rolling Arduino very scary. And 7 is Spirit Tree, which will, of course, be, with my new decision, backlogged until I finish my 88 farming grind, but other than that, it gives access to Zaya, Entrana, Pest Control, that's the word, and as well as a rune shop and a few other things, fishing equipment, so that would be pretty nice. Now going to the other areas, anything marked with this jewelry icon is a teleport via jewelry, and anything marked with this magic icon is a spell teleport. So I'll just go, I guess, counterclockwise here, starting with 1. That's the dual ring to Alcarid, and that would come with, I believe the main grind would be the fire altar. I'd have to craft fire runes, which means to get the first few levels, I'd have to go catch implings for silver bars to make tiaras. So that would take a little bit of time, but not too bad. Of course, there's the classic Lumbridge. I already have 99 wood cutting, but I would have to get 99 defense as well. I'd rather put that off until I have something a little bit better to kill, but I could do White Knights or Guards, so that wouldn't be too bad. Varrock Center terrifies me because of the rune crafting cape. Don't even get access to the sewers, I think, until I get this northern chunk. So not sure what grinds might show up there, but I don't like it. I also don't like anything in the wilderness just because I am still a hardcore Iron Man, and I'd rather not lose my hardcore status to a PKer, but other than that, these are alright. Well, 2 is not. 2 is Corp Cave. I can't do Corp. That's a death chunk, or really a backlogged grind, because there's nothing I can do about that. Chaos Temple, I'd have to kill stuff for drops. I'm not actually super familiar with what goes on there, but that's probably the most likely location for me to lose my hardcore status, so I'd rather not get that. Ferox Enclave, I think there's a few enemies on this outer area that I'd have to kill for drops. So there's a little bit of risk there, and the bandit camp, I'd also have to get some drops for the drop table rule, but I don't think there's as many people that go here, so that would be a little less risky, I think. Berthorpe. Oh, there is an anvil there. All right, Berthorpe's terrible. I would have access to the Rogue's Den, I think it's called, but yeah, no anvils, please. I'm gonna pretend that doesn't exist. Camelot would be all right. That would give me the allotment and herb and flower patch, which, again, with my most recent decision to not use any better methods until I complete my current grind, I wouldn't be able to use it immediately, but it would be nice to have eventually, and it would also give me access to potentially Catherby and Sears Village, which would both be really nice. Barbarian Assault, I would love to get. Barbarian Assault is a mini game that I've always liked, and I can get a lot of nice stuff there, so that would be pretty fun. 16 is Ardoin from the ship in Rimmington, and comes with a thieving grind and the risk of an agility grind. So it would be really nice right now for the thieving and the nature rune chest, but the possibility of having to do something ridiculous for agility is there. So it's a mixed bag, but I think I wouldn't mind that. 15 is Brimhaven, and the main thing that this would give me, aside from the fruit tree and spirit tree patch, which, again, farming decision, same as everything else, it would give me charter ships. So it would make other charter ship locations rollable in the future, as well as giving me access to glass blowing, which I would be able to make a lamp, which I could then fill with oil at the chemist, which would give me a light source and would let me go into the giant mole layer. So that would give me a mole grind, which a lot of people don't like mole, but I think I wouldn't actually mind it, and it would give me something to do while I'm picking berries. And then, of course, 18 is Castle Wars from the Ring of Dueling, and I'd need to roll the actual Castle Wars chunk to do the mini games, so I don't particularly want to do Castle Wars just because it's a lot of waiting around, and it's not a mini game I enjoy as much as like Barbarian Assault, but not a bad roll. So that is everything, and I am terrified. And all right, I am still recording. I'm paranoid after botching the last roll, but let's just go for it. Oh, all right. That's fantastic. Oh, that's really nice. And I think there's a deposit box there too. So if that's the case, that makes smithing grinds a lot less scary as well. Let's see what I have. All right, cook curry, witch's potion. Oh yeah, I can complete my first quest. I can start pirate's treasure, and then purchasing from the shops. Doesn't look like much else, so I may be rolling again pretty soon, but that's huge. To quickly summarize the new tasks I got in Port Sarim, I had to cook curry, which I could already do with a boost, but I decided to get the cooking level anyway. Complete Witch's Potion now that I can get Eyes of Newt. Start Pirate's Treasure. Buy each item from each new shop. Kill one of each new enemy, which are man, woman, thieves, and a seagull. and the intermediate skilling tasks, which were just a few new foods that I could cook with the food shop. All right, berries acquired. Let's go. And I hope I can remember how to do this. Is it? Yeah. No. There we go. And of course, pump this music up. That is what the people want. All right, let's look around. Let's go from the south on up. So, there is, of course, the food store. Gotta buy one of everything. Is the bread actually bought out, or is that something that has 0 stock? It's not a task on my chunk picker, so I think that's 0 stock. With tomatoes and potatoes, I can make some new foods, so I'll have to take a look at the intermediate tasks there for cooking. Is there anything in this chest? No. Disappointing. What about the crates? No. What about up here? More chests. Come on, Jagex. There's gotta be something hidden in here. Disappointment. And then, of course, the fishing shop up here. Grab that white apron, why not? Let's see. Buy a sardine. Of course, all of the fishing tools. Fishing bait, bait pack. Feathers, feather pack. Can I buy pike? Overstocked. Okay, that's what I thought. And so I spent the next few minutes exploring the chunk. I stopped by the deposit box, which does exist by the ship to Entrana. And that's pretty big because it means that smithing, while a long grind, is no longer an account killer. Because now, instead of having to get law runes to teleport back and forth between Rimmington and Falador to bank ores, I can just mine them at the mine and then deposit them at the deposit box. I then stopped by the jewelry store, which has no stock by default, which makes it pretty worthless as a store. Stopped by the rune store and bought everything there. Bought everything from the battle axe store, and then I stopped by the spirit tree patch and the shortcut over the fence to Draenor. Now the spirit tree patch is going to fall in line with my previous farming grind. It's going to be passive, and when I can plant the spirit tree, I'll probably plant one and then not use it as a training method after that. And then the shortcut I can't use until 42 agility. So Draenor will not be rollable until I have a method of training agility. I also stopped to buy a beer from the bar. I then set about turning some of the newly available NPCs into victims for the sake of my ambitions. I did all the progress I could on Pirate's Treasure, which was just talking to Redbeard Frank and starting the quest. And then I got to work on the intermediate skilling tasks. For attack, I had to wield a black weapon, since the black battle axe is the first black weapon I've had available, and everything else was new items that I could cook. So I had to cook sinew, a sardine, a baked potato, a red berry pie, an egg and tomato, a stew, a garden pie, and then plain meat and anchovy pizzas. first because it's the one that I know how to do. Let's start with sinew. Oh, I should have bought some anchovies too. Alright, let's get to work. First sardine, then a... oh. Well, I ate that potato. I'll have to get another one. One baked potato. Then I can make pizzas. I believe it's tomato. Yep. And then cheese. And then do I add this before cooking? No, I think I cook the pizzas and then I add the toppings. Oh, I burnt one. That's unfortunate. But there we go. That's a meat pizza. I'll have to go make another pizza and add anchovies from Implings to make an anchovy pizza. And then I need a bowl for some stuff and an egg from Implings. So I'll go get those. Alright, finally got an egg from an Impling. It took a little while. Gotta make some scrambled eggs. And I realized something very important. This meat pizza, it's garbage. I don't need it. It's going on the ground. There's a better option. Oh, but first, add tomato. There we go, egg and tomato. Of course, I need to don my chef's hat, but the real meat that I'm looking for is right over here. We don't need meat pizzas with that fake garbage meat. The game marks them as the same item, but I know in my heart. I'll need one more for the stew. Alright, I have some proper meat now. Let's cook that. Cook these pizzas again. Please don't burn one. Alright. One goes in there. One goes on there. Now that's a meat pizza. And a delicious rat meat stew. What more could you ask for? I think with that, all I have left are the pies and, of course, the curry. So I'll get working on those. Alright, before I prepare to get those 2 cooking levels and go bake the pies, let's take care of Witch's Potion. So I need a rat tail, onion, and... hang on. Let's see. I have the Eye of Newt, so I need onion, rat tail, and burnt meat. Alright. That's the perfect use for beef. I can burn it like the inferior meat it is. Got everything. Let's temporarily leave the clan chat so I don't spoil anyone who doesn't want to be spoiled. And... my first quest complete. It's a shame that magic experience isn't really meaningful at this point, but still, it's a really nice milestone. I don't know how long it's going to take to get 32 for the champion scrolls, but I'd like to get there eventually. I then bought a bunch of pizza ingredients and headed back to Falador to equip the Black Axe, which I had deposited, and to cook the pies, since I needed the pie dishes from my bank. So hopefully I won't burn either of these, but we'll find out shortly. Is it cabbage first? No. Onion first? No. Okay, it's tomato. Cabbage? Alright, I did it in the worst possible order. Alright, let's go cook those. Don't burn. Good. Alright, time to go make another. If it doesn't work this time, I'll have to go... I have to go back and get more ingredients. That's a little bit annoying. I'll go deal with the pie later when I want to go check on my poison ivy berries anyway. So there is an anchovy pizza, and I will start preparing the uncooked pizzas. And then I got to preparing and cooking pizzas. I decided on pizzas to get my cooking levels just because they are a relatively decent food source, and the other quick option would have been buying sardines from the fishing store, which are not as good a food option. So pizzas it was. I cooked pizzas, but I burnt a lot more than I expected to, so yeah, I'll head back to Rimmington Port Sarum and go get the goods for the pie, and probably just go cook some sardines for the rest of the cooking. And with this, I have 60 cooking, and I can go make curry without boosting. Alright, I've got my rat meat prepared, as well as raw garden pies. Let's do the pies first. Alright, that's one done. Stew, uncooked. I need 3 leaves! Ah! Alright, watch. I'm gonna add these curry leaves here, I'm gonna run all the way over here, and then I'm gonna burn my tasty rat curry and have to spend 2 more law runes getting stew ingredients. Nice, I got diamonds. Now I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna burn my curry, and okay, I did not burn my curry, thank you. Rat curry made, chunk task done, and I think that's everything. I think I can roll again, but I'm gonna go take a break first. I did hold off on rolling until I got one more farming level to get 73, but I botched the recording, so it's not here. Anyway, after that, I was ready to finally roll the chunk that, after thousands of hours of implings and mining and woodcutting in the Rimmington area, would finally set me free from Rimmington. Alright, let's do this. Honestly, it almost feels wrong rolling so quickly. It feels... It just doesn't feel right not being in a chunk for a year. But look at this map. This is exactly what I was hoping for when I created my account. This is why I became the FunChunkMan, because I was hoping that with transports unlocked, I would have some wild chunk maps that I could roll, and that's what I have right now. So most of this, same as the last roll. Worth noting that chunk 9 and chunk 7 are still quite long, but they are not instant death because I can actually bank from the Rimmington mine by depositing at the deposit box. So I can mine everything I need without having to get a bunch of law runes, teleport to Falador, smelt it all, and then either run it to this anvil here or node it all and then unnode it at the Rimmington Surtur and smith it down here. So the main thing being that I don't have to catch hundreds of thousands of essence implings for law runes if I get the smithing grind. So that's huge. Aside from that, new roles, the farm, which probably won't mean a whole lot given that I will still be doing farming via berries and trees. And down here is, of course, the jail, the charter ships, which would both be pretty huge. And, well, not the jail, but the charter ships would be huge. And the Asgarnia Ice Dungeon. And then, of course, there is Entrana. There is the Void Knight Outpost. And there is the Port Piscarilius Docks. I think all of those I would like. I don't know what's on Entrana. I know the law altar's there, but I can't actually get a law talisman, but I think that would be fine. And then, of course, pest control and access to Zaya would be nice as well. So, with that said, oh yeah, I guess I should mention, like I checked earlier here, can't go over that wall yet, so can't roll drainer yet. But with that all said, let's just go for it. Oh, I'm nervous. Well, there we go. That's 98 smithing with the dwarven stout. Oh, great. Oh, and I am dangerously close to Taverley now too. I would have much preferred rolling Thurgo down here, but well, actually that would put me pretty close to the volcano too. Man, none of this is good. Oh well, I have something to do while I get my farming grind down and done now, so there we go, I suppose. Oh, see y'all next year for the next chunk roll. I'll be uploading progress in the meantime, but I pretty much figured this was going to happen. And so, to cut it short, I lied. I don't get to leave Rimmington anytime soon. I'll probably be here for another year because I need roughly 290,000 iron bars to get 98 smithing, and that's assuming that I use Rings of Forging for it all. So, if you want to find me, I'll probably be either mining in the Rimmington mine, running from the Falador Bank to the Furnace or Anvil, or possibly catching magpie implings in Puro Puro to get Rings of Forging. The one good side of this is that I guess I'll be in the area to pick my berries regularly. So, with that all said, I'll catch you sometime in the future, and I'll leave an MS Paint for the road. Once again, thanks for watching.